Prynawn da, a chroeso I ddinas Caerdydd ac I seremoni raddio Prifysgol Caerdydd. Good afternoon and welcome to the City of Cardiff and to the graduation ceremony of Cardiff University. I'm Hugh Jones, and it is with great pleasure that, as the University's Chief Operating Officer, I welcome you all to today's graduation ceremony. We are here to celebrate our students' achievements, and I am particularly pleased to welcome parents, family and friends to join this celebration. I am joined here on stage by the Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, academic staff and the Students' Union representative. The Chancellor of the University, Professor Sir Martin Evans, will formally open proceedings, and then the proclamation will be read by Ben Screen from the School of Welsh. Following this, the Vice-Chancellor, Professor Colin Reardon, will receive students their award. Slightly to my right is Professor Paul Atkinson, the University's orator, and later he will introduce our honorary graduates. Honorary degrees are awarded at our graduation ceremonies to those who have achieved international distinction in their field, and today we are deeply honoured to welcome Oliver Smithies and Mario Capecci. Students, today marks a marvellous milestone in your life, as it does in the lives of those who have supported you over the last few years, and it is very good to see so many of them here today. I hope that it will enhance your understanding and enjoyment of the day if I spend a few moments going through the procedures for the ceremony. For those of you receiving an award today, perhaps you thought passing your exams was the hardest thing you had to do to gain your degree, but an even bigger challenge now awaits you. Your task is to cross the stage and shake hands with the correct person. Try not to seek your award from anyone other than the Vice-Chancellor. The order of proceedings is included in the programme, along with the words used for the various stages of the ceremony under the relevant heading. A presenter will read out the names of the students being received to the same award. When each name is called, the student will ascend the stage, walk towards the Vice-Chancellor and shake his hand. Whilst past experience has shown this to be a little more challenging than it sounds, your approach to the stage and your return to your seat will be carefully guided by our marshals, so do not worry. Once the ceremony is underway, it really is a case of follow the leader. When you leave the stage, you will stand with your group, facing the stage, and the Vice-Chancellor will formally receive you to your awards. You will doff in reply, and you will then be reseated by the marshals. When all awards have been received, students will be asked to stand to receive the university's greetings. This is a happy occasion, and we all want to show our appreciation of and admiration for our graduate success. We also want to hear their names being read out. Can I invite you, therefore, to offer polite applause for each graduate as they cross the stage, and then, after the Vice-Chancellor has admitted each group of graduates to their awards, a loud round of applause is in order. Cheering, hollering and general whooping are all so loud at this point. We should aim to raise the roof. And finally, can I also ask that you check and ensure now that your mobile phone is switched off. Thank you and enjoy the ceremony.
Prynawn da. Welcome. Good afternoon. Welcome to Cardiff, to St David's Hall and our 2013 graduation ceremony. I'm Professor Sir Martin Evans, and I'm privileged to be Chancellor of Cardiff University. As Chancellor, one of my most pleasurable duties is to preside at these graduation ceremonies. This afternoon, it is a very particular pleasure because we welcome my two colleagues, Mario Capecci and Oliver Smithies, who are the co-recipients with me of the 2007 Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine. They are good friends whom I have known as scientific colleagues for many years. I'm delighted that we've been able to persuade them both to come to the same ceremony and to be able to confer upon them honorary degrees from Cardiff University. As you may know, we have traditionally, and unlike some other universities, conferred honorary fellowships, but we now have the alternative option to confer honorary doctorates in the case of exceptional academic scholars. I am very happy to be able to welcome to this ceremony both personally and on behalf of the university. Congratulations. All of you sitting there, calmly waiting to be admitted as graduates of this magnificent university, deserve congratulations several times over. Firstly, congratulations on winning admission in the first place. Cardiff is one of the most sought-after universities in the UK. Admission standards are high. Selection, as you may probably remember, is extremely competitive. For every one of you sitting there, 6 or 7 other applicants were fighting keenly to be in your place today. I did say one of the most sought-after universities in the UK. I should have said one of the most sought-after in the world. Many of you have travelled great distances for the challenges and rewards of a Cardiff University degree. Cardiff students are valued around the world for their skills, knowledge, and attitude. Secondly, congratulations on your years of study here. Research-led teaching is one of the distinctive features of Cardiff University. Your lecturers are some of the most original and pioneering thinkers in their chosen fields. Many of you may have participated in research projects, learned to ask new questions, to challenge conventional wisdom. Whether you stay in academic research or pursue another career, I hope that the free, inquiring Cardiff state of mind will stay with you. We also pride ourselves in involving you, the students, in the development and direction of your courses. This year, nearly 80% of you took part in the National Student Survey, placing Cardiff's response rate significantly higher than the sector average. You gave your feedback on your experiences at Cardiff in areas such as assessment, learning resources, and personal development, and your opinions will greatly help us in planning for the future. Thank you. You should also be congratulated for studying at the fine academic schools represented here today. The School of Biosciences, close to my heart because I helped to found it and put it together, is one of the UK's leading centres for teaching and research in biosciences. Staff and students are supported by state-of-the-art facilities, topical courses and cutting-edge research which span the full range of biology from whole ecosystems to molecular biology. Field centres to inform learning and teaching include the Danagirang Field Centre in Malaysia. That's from where some of you may have seen the fantastic camera trap photographs displayed earlier this year in the Vera Moot Jones Gallery in the centre of the university. Graduate destinations range from BBC to Bristol Zoo, GlaxoSmithKline, and the world. The Welsh School of Pharmacy and Pharmaceutical Sciences has a long record of distinction in the science and profession of pharmacy and consistently ranks among the leading schools in the UK. Graduates of the school perform at the highest level in the professional qualifying examination. Alumni include no fewer than 5 past presidents of the UK professional body, the Royal Pharmaceutical Society. Congratulations, too, on what you have brought to Cardiff and to Wales. In recent years, students of Cardiff have successfully combined study with setting up their own businesses. Their efforts have helped the homeless here in Cardiff and paid for clean water in Africa, amongst other causes. Sport is an important part in university life, and your contribution this year has been enormous. You retained the Varsity Shield for Cardiff, and others of you have competed in the international stage in rowing, cycling, judo, and more. One of our fellow students, Jenny McLaughlin, achieved Paralympic success winning a bronze medal at the London Games, a great honour for Jenny and for this university. Many of you will have taken part in student volunteering at Cardiff, one of the largest such teams in the country. You have given more than 80,000 hours of your time, your most precious commodity, in the past year, helping more than 900 people every week. You are a prime reason why Cardiff University is so valued in its own home community. Congratulations to all of you who have graduated today. We all know what an achievement that is, and who knows how many individual efforts and struggles that success has entailed. We should also congratulate your hard-working staff who have taught you. And most importantly, congratulations to family, parents, partners, husbands, wives, and supporters, many of whom will have given so much towards your success. We owe a lot to the support of parents, family, and partners, both moral support, guidance, and encouragement, but in many cases also considerable financial support, and they really do deserve our heartfelt thanks. Now a word specifically to the new graduates. Please enjoy today, but don't think it's all over. This is the beginning of your future. You're entering upon a process of lifelong learning, and your tutors will hope that much more than the knowledge they've imparted to you is an understanding of the methods of learning, of analysis, which should serve you well for the rest of your days. Go out into the community, your community, to educate, to explain evidence-based knowledge, to encourage thought, not prejudice, and to be prepared to defend education. Charles Darwin said, "Ignorance more frequently begets confidence than does knowledge. It is those who know little, and not those who know much, who so positively assert that this or that problem will never be solved by science." And talking about the cost of university courses, the former president of Harvard, Derek Bock, said, "If you think education is expensive, try ignorance." And while I am using quotes, I thought I might throw in a couple from our honorary graduates here. Professor Maria Capecchi said about education and attainment, "The one thing that I think is extremely important is that anyone can do it, if given a chance, if given the opportunity." And Professor Oliver Smithies, talking about university teaching, said, "When teaching, you need to learn new things. It enhances your research ideas," something I thoroughly agree with and I've experienced in my own career. And I feel we should be using our knowledge for the good of mankind, but I'm also keenly aware of potential abuses and misuses. We are bombarded by daily partial and sometimes biased and misleading information, and I feel that by far the best prospect for responsible application and regulation must lie in a better informed public. You, the modern graduates, must provide that information. You might like to consider a rather pessimistic quotation which is attributed to Francis Bacon: "Things alter for the worse spontaneously, if they be not altered for the better designedly." Or perhaps from Thomas Jefferson: "The price of liberty is eternal vigilance," one you'll know well. Be well informed and vigilant. We're now in the second decade of the 21st century. You will be among the professionals who will need to lead this and other nations. It will not be an easy job. There's a lot to be done, and I hope you all leave here with a solid determination to contribute to the culture, welfare, prosperity of your family, your communities, and of mankind. I therefore urge you to be the gatekeepers of good sense and the educators for tomorrow. Thank you.
I will now read the proclamation, first in Welsh, then in English. Nerth gwlad a gwybodaeth, bod hysbys i holl aelodau'r Prifysgol ac ar hyd y lled y byd, bod cynulliad y Prifysgol Caerdydd yn cael ei gynnal heddiw yn Prifddinas Cymru. Bod awdurdod siarter frenhinol y Prifysgol, mae'r cynulliad hwn yn cyfarfod i dderbyn myfyrwyr sydd yn rhywmedd eseriaethau hysgolhaicdod wedi'i arholi yn briodol yn un o astudio Prifysgol wedi'i cael yn dailwng o'i graddau. Wrth allu llwyddiant y rhai sy'n graddio yn y cynulliad hwn, mae atgoffwn o'i cyfrifoldeb i gyfrannu y wrthoedd y Brifysgol hon. Nôl iddynt hoi i'w ceisio, droi cyflawniadau, wasanaethu'r lles pawb, ymdrechu sicrhau rhagoriaeth ym mhob peth, ac yn boeni am dyfodol ein byd. Gwrandewch yn awchus ar y ddineb, gan ei fod yn cynnig gobaith a gwirionedd ym mhob genhedlaeth. Nerth gwlad a gwybodaeth, a nation strengthened in his learning. Let it be known to all members of the university and throughout the world that today in the capital city of Wales a congregation is taking place of Cardiff University. Under the authority of the university's Royal Charter, this congregation meets to receive those students who, by virtue of their studies and scholarship, have been appropriately examined according to the statutes of the university and found worthy of their degrees. We celebrate the success of those who graduate in this congregation and in doing so remind them of their responsibility to share in the values of this university. It is for them to seek, through their achievements, to serve the common good and to strive for excellence in all things and care for the future of our world. Be attentive to wisdom, for it offers hope and truth in every generation.
I, Professor Ole Petersen, introduce those who have received the degree of Bachelor of Science. Natalie Faith Bird. Angus Boyd. Alexander James Robert Burns. Amelia Bess Carter. James Foley. Grace Foles. Imogen Fox. Jordan Lewis Fox. Riz Gravel. Daniel Hart. David Hogarth. Adam Hunt. Natalie Elizabeth Isot. Laura Elizabeth Jones. Benjamin Daniel Kelby. Lauren Elizabeth Kennedy. Lindsay McBean. Alexander Milligan. William Murray. Linus Ankerat Owen. Adele Hannah Pigeon. Thomas Pinell. Rachel Mary Pritchett. Elspeth Mary Ransom. Rebecca Haley Roberts, Jessica Rose Sanders,
Prynhawn da, croeso I bawb. Good afternoon and welcome everybody. I'm just going to explain what happens now. In a moment I'm going to say a sentence in Welsh, which is quite important because it admits the students to their degrees, and we all want that this afternoon. Those of you who don't speak Welsh won't understand it. In fact, those of you who do speak Welsh may not understand it either. So I'll just tell you what I'm going to say. In English it means, through the authority conferred upon me by the university, I receive you to the award, Bachelor of Science or whatever it may be, and all the honours and privileges pertaining thereto. So I'll say that sentence now, and then you can applaud wildly. Trwy awdurdod o Brifysgol am ddyddiadoedd I mi, derbynnu ar chwi I radd bagor mewn gwyddoniaeth ac ei holl freiniau ar radd hon. Congratulations.
Johannes Sava, Ellen Florence Smith, Rebecca Catherine Smithers, Edward Stevenson, John Ridjan Thomas, James George Thornycroft, Sophie Wheeler, Amy Jane Stratton Williams, Danielle Michaela Williams, Anya Cakebrett, Lauren Mary Cranmer, Jade Helen Delve, Charlotte Elizabeth Holker, Elliot Sean Hughes, Samuel O'Hara, Helen Danielle Slater, Alice Smith, Bethany Sorrell, Nahid Ali Mohammed Al-Dahouri, Jessica Julina Bossel, Natalie Anne Cart, Daphne Linda Davis, Lalita Hanford, Daniel Jones, Samuel Rhys-Jones, Adele Kinsey, Catherine Long.
Trwy awdurdod o Brifysgol am ddyddiadoedd I mi, derbynnu ar chwi I radd bagor mewn gwyddoniaeth ac I holl freiniau ar radd hon. Congratulations.
Finbar Frank McAlinden, Noor Jana binti Muhammad, Nouri Adrian binti Maud Asali, Craig Mongo, Daniel Phillips, Jessica Louise Phillips, Ehsan Rossi, Rachel Adela Rowe, Abba Yasai Tu Mas Avan, Emma Louise Williams, Hugh Winchester, Thomas Peter Clayton, Isabel Everall, Kyle Colin Grant, Meshach McCaw, Storm McCready Fallon, Esther Damilar Ohomomi Opioya, Yosha Smith, Michael Smith, Michaela Whittle, Zoe Catherine Baker, Lisa Bromfield, Anna Lucy Burt, Besan Ankarat Kalnan, Sophie Coates,
Rwy awdurdod o Brifysgol am ddoriadwyd I mi derbyniad chwi I radbagdor mewn gwyddoniaeth ac I hoff freiniau ar ardd hon. Congratulations.
Catherine Josephine S. Derville, Isabel Dick, Francesca Jane Everard, Marcos Andre Francisco Garcia, Elizabeth Gresham, Kate Gregory, Laura Elizabeth Houston, Todd Anthony Jenkins, Susanne Kenny, Jason Lewis, Thomas Glurlin Lloyd, David Raymond Mason, Alice Miles, Liam Oles, Besan Isabella Owen, Christina Parsons, Lucy Price, Rachel Zoe Rashley, Camilla Ryan, Danielle Songon, Samuel Stafford, Cameron Stone, Jade Seeker, Lucy Emma Yorn, Rachel Hannah Webb, Catherine Worsley Tongs.
Trwy awdurdod y Brifysgol am riedoedd I mi, derbyniaf chwi I raddbagwr mewn gwyddoniaeth ac I holl freiniau ar radd hon. Congratulations.
I, Dr. James Ralphs, introduce those who have received the degree of Bachelor of Science. Melanie Christina Beckett. Anna Brownrigg Gleeson. Thomas Anthony Deserens. Matthew Eastwood. George Edwin Fowler. Laura Francis. Joshua Hackworthy. Sarah Hawker. Adam Thomas Higgins. Ellen Louise Hughes. Laura Yadkowskaite. Lloyd Michael Jones. Rhys Jones. Emily Kelly. Kirsty Rebecca Lewis. Rhys Allen Luckwell. Chunho Lum. Jason Benjamin Marsh. Stephanie May. Mark O'Brien. Francis Dearman Owen. Rachel Pearson. Olivier Paul Peyras. Oh, Elizabeth Price. Heidi Richardson. Jessica Thorne. Christopher Towers. Konstantina Zlepi. Gemma Mary Whitefield. Mansell Lloyd Whittle. Rob Workman. Benjamin Allen. Thomas William Andrews. Jessica Lauren Arnold. Hazinthi Brendra Jayalalani Asalalati. Daniel Orca Howlett. Lynette Margaret Bather. Charlotte Laura Barnett. Ian George Blackburn. Timothy Alexander Burnett. King Yim Osbert Chung. Rezwana Chowdhury. Dion Dakul.
Troi awdurdod o Brifysgol ymriedoedd I mi derbynnu a chwi I raddbagor mewn gwyddoniaeth ac I holl freiniau ar radd hon. Congratulations.
Jessica Dane. Charlotte Amy Davis. Rhys Alex Donovan. Dara O'Hagan. Michael Farfan. Nathaniel Ferguson. James Hall. Kieran Hay. Emma Louise Horsnell. Hannah Hoskins. Susanna Kelleher. Shannon Lennox. Elliot Richard Merritt. And Catherine Miller. Joe William Edward Moss. Kaya Moulton. Sarah Nightingale. Lauren O'Connor Simpson. Amy Ruth Oxford. Purinita Pui Galvao de Mialo Isuza. Rachel Angharad Price. Vinay Raj. Risha Alurk Ranat. Attila Randall.
Trwy awdurdod y Brifysgol ymryddiadoedd I mi derbynnu a chwi I raddbagor mewn gwyddoniaeth ac I holl freiniau ar radd hon. Congratulations.
Human Safai. Rubin Salam. Stefan Trahan Seal. Zoe Michelle Shelley. Chloe Slade. James Stevens. Catherine Taylor. Fiona Tonry. Kirandeep Kaur Uppal. Rebecca Ward. Amber Wheatley. Christy Louise Whitehouse. Thomas Leonard Wilkinson. Caitlin Williams. Conrad Miles Levshachinsky Wilson. Catherine Mary Ormiston Young. Felicity Grace Braund. Melanie Ann Chatterley. Marie Joy Daniel. Emily Sarah Daniels. Eleanor Catherine Lees Davis.
Rhoi awdurdod y Brifysgol am ddiriadwyd I mi derbyniaf chwi I raddbaglor mewn gwyddoniaeth ac I hoff reiniau ar radd hon. Congratulations.
Nicola Louise Doley. Gareth Hudson. Vale Olivia Johnson. Joanna Mail. Duncan Kubra Meikle. Vian Shafur. Ellen Thomas. Richard John Dixon Thornton. Kirsten Lisa Wilson. Emma Sophia Boynton. Richard H. Cole. Alice Gray. Oliver Gray. Sarah Annies Keita Hoflin. Joshua David Holmes. Anna Hopkins. Marcus Hughes. Rebecca Logan. Alan David Meggie. Lucy Provenzano. Kausar Qureshi. Chantel Rizan. Simon Keir Thompson. Alexi Underwood.
Rhoi awdurdod o Brifysgol am ddiriadwyd I mi derbyniaf chwi I raddbaglor mewn gwyddoniaeth ac I hoff reiniau ar radd hon. Congratulations.
Laura Ottoline Galligan. Nicole Genevieve Carla Goddard. Sarah Goring. David Gorton. Sarah Rhian John. Alistair Loftus. Simon Charles Mayers. Philip James Markham. Annalise Elizabeth Mitchell. Laboni Paul. Mark William Roberts. Ahmed Sally. Annie Williams. Jordan Baker. Christian David Chess. Charles Sarosh Cooper. Tamsin Earl. David Hodson. Callum McIntosh. David Pablo Navarro Paya. Ashni Sedani. Thomas Shemaya. James Robert Thomas.
Rwy awdurdod o Brifysgol am ymddeiriad i mi derbyniaf chwi I radd bagor mewn gwyddoniaeth ac I holl freiniau ar radd hon. Congratulations.
I, Professor Gary Baxter, introduce those who have received the degree of Master of Pharmacy. Isyan Binti Abdul Samad. Farah Arikat. Jessica Arnail. Zara May Atra. Jonathan James Jikete Ea. Ruth Barry. Jessica Bennett. Sarah Louise Bergdolmo. Rodri Bevan. Orla Bonner. Rebecca Louise Brain. Edel Rose Brown. Joshua Bugaiski. Rebecca Carpenter. Sue Wei Chong. Man Hin Chung. Samantha Jane Clitheroe. Michael Crompton. Thomas Coughlin. Bethan Crew. Rachel Ann Davis. Kelly Ann Davis. Sarah Jane Davis.
Rwy awdurdod o Brifysgol a ymddoriedwyd i mi derbynu a phwy i radd athro mewn fferychliaeth ac i holl freiniau ar radd hon. Congratulations.
Ariane Wen Faith Denham. Kiran Dada. Ronak Jayandra Kumar Dodia. Matthew Mohan Divedi. Lyned Elaine Edwards. Abigail Farrell. Jennifer Louise Flatman. Kira Mary Josephine Griffiths. Daniel Andrew Griffiths. Thomas Griffiths. Shu Ling Guan. Samantha Catherine Haynes. Gareth Harris. Haslina Hassan. Fatima Hassan. Parvinder Hare. Suzanne Rebecca Hemming. Amanda Hotston. Natasha Huckabee. Theon Catherine Hughes. Philip James. Andrew Ian Jenkins. Gareth David Jenks.
Rhoi awdurdod o Brifysgol a ymddoriedwyd i mi derbynu a phwy i raddathro mewn fferychliaeth ac i holl freiniau ar radd hon. Congratulations.
Bethan Priest Jones. Emma Jones. Francis Joslin. Asyan Binti Kamarudin. Kara Kara. Baljit Kaur. Rachel Anna Lloyd. Mutira Mahmood. Sarah Jane Matthews. Mode Fadhil bin Mode Zaki. Nicole Morrow. Cara Murdoch. Elaine Neo. Jenny Sao Fong Ng. David O'Donovan. Megan O'Hara. Christopher Simon Pebbody. Matthew Pittman. Lauren Pitt. Kyle Price. Karan Pooney. Olivia Rees. Lowry Ann Roberts.
Rhoi awdurdod y Brifysgol am ymriedoedd I mi, derbyniaf chwi i'r addathro mewn fferychliaeth ag I holl freiniau ar radd hon. Congratulations.
Isyan Liana Binti Rosman. Sarah Jane Ryan. Noratika Binti Saudi. Jennifer Merrill Smith. Mui Hoon Tan. Tenku Einol Jamila Tenku Zawawi. Bethan Eleri Thomas. Sam Gareth Thomas. Lowry Ankarat Tong. Thu Ha Trin. Sunaya Haji Vasani. Ross Wardle. Kerry Wilkes. Emma Louisa Williams. Catherine Jane Williams. Tristan Wallace Williams. Nicholas Sum Wong. Amber Jessica Henrietta Wynne. Siu Sian Yor. Hugh Tung Mandy Yu. Kan Xin Yuan. Yutian Zhao. Nur Ili Nadia Zulkifli.
Rhoi awdurdod y Brifysgol am ymriedoedd I mi, derbyniaf chwi i'r addathro mewn fferychliaeth ag I holl freiniau ar radd hon. Congratulations.
I, Professor Dylan Jones, introduce those who have received the postgraduate diploma. Rwy fi ar athro Dylan Jones yn cyflwyno rai sydd wedi derbyn y diploma o radeddig. Judita Gvidachta. Agata Janowska. Sarah Green. Amy Jones, Tan Shin Lim, Ngik Hong Tiong,
Rhoi awdurdod y Brifysgol am redoedd i mi derbyniaf chwi I ddiploma olfeddedig ag I holl freiniau ar radd hon. Congratulations.
I, Professor Dylan Jones, introduce those who have received the degree of Master of Science. Arwy fi, yr athro Dylan Jones yn cyflwyno rai sydd wedi derbyn gradd athro mewn gwyddoniaeth. Ahmed Mamoun Hamoud, Shilan Aziz Nouri Karim, Faiza Khan, Sana Mahmood, Maria Collins, Laura Kate Crowther, Oliver Stephen Knott, Mia Alida Romain, Claudia Hartage, Stefan Cruz, Sungwa Victor Nebane, Sabine Schluter, Ronald Andreas Schwartz, Fares Trabolsi, Bassem Nais Yagsi, Johan Kemba.
Rhoi awdurdod o Brifysgol am riedoedd I mi derbyniaf chwi i'r addathrwm mewn gwyddoniaeth ag I holl freiniau ar radd hon. Congratulations.
I, Professor Dylan Jones, introduce those who received the degree of Master of Research. Arwy fi yr athro Dylan Jones yn cyflwyno rai sydd wedi derbyn gradd athro mewn ymchwil. Joseph Patrick Coyle, Hayley Gallagher, Eleri Mai Jones, Caitlin Alicia Jukes, Ellen Schultz, Eric Vasievich.
Rhoi awdurdod o Brifysgol am riedoedd I mi derbyniaf chwi i'r addathrwm mewn ymchwil ac I holl freiniau ar radd hon. Congratulations.
I, Professor Dylan Jones, introduce those who have received the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. Arwy fi yr athro Dylan Jones yn cyflwyno rai sydd wedi derbyn gradd doethur mewn athroniaeth. Timothy Gordon Ashlyn, Claire Marie Ann Borden. Thomas Davis. Adele Elmagravi. Catherine Jane Golis. Edward Raymond Hayes. Andreas Hoyer. Loveleen Tina Joshi. Ezra Lindley. Alexander Paul Peter Lowe. Carolina Madella. Christopher John Martin. Thomas Gerard McWilliams. Larissa Nelson. Luke Piggott. Sarah Maria Ray. Edward John Sayers. Bettina Schelke. Laura Thomas. Barbara Maria Torrisi. Matthew van der Pet. Nazreen Sadat Vassell. Katrine Fionn Williams. Susanna Jane Williams.
Ble awdurdod y Brifysgol am ddyddiadoedd i mi, derbyniaf hwy i raddwaith er mwyn othoniaeth ac i hoff reiniau ar radd hon. Congratulations.
Can I invite all of you who have received your awards this afternoon to stand, please, so that you can receive the greetings of the Chancellor, Professor Sir Martin Evans, and Kiran Gandhi, the representative of the Students' Union.
May your care ever be for the good name of the university and the well-being of our world.
You are now members of the distinguished alumni of this university. May your association with the university be cherished and be constant throughout your life. And may your care ever be for the fellowship of our university and for the welfare of all people.
And before you sit down, I am sure that all you very proud graduates would like to join in a long-standing tradition at Cardiff University at these ceremonies. And that is to pay a special tribute to your families and friends who've supported you in so many ways over many years, not least financially, and to thank the academic staff who have helped you reach this important point in your life. Can I therefore invite you then to turn around to greet your family and friends and to say a special and public thank you to them all by giving them an enthusiastic round of applause. Thank you, and please be seated.
Vice-Chancellor, sir, to share this stage annually with one Nobel Prize winner, Sir Martin Evans, is a singular pleasure. To share it today with two other Nobel laureates, Professors Oliver Smithies and Mario Capecchi, is a rare privilege indeed. The three men with us today were jointly awarded the Nobel Prize for Physiology and Medicine in the year 2007 for their work in genetics, and we are delighted to reunite them here in Cardiff for this celebration today. Before I introduce today's guests individually, to be admitted to honorary doctorates at the university, let me try to explain briefly the significance of their research, as only a professor of sociology can. Attentive readers of that important work of science, The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, may recall one of its most important revelations, that the mice are merely the physical manifestations of a vastly superior intelligence, and they have been running a major experiment on the human species, which is why they are to be found in all the laboratories of the world. Our prize-winning scientists today have been among the most successful of the collaborators with the mice. Let me explain. The mice have so contrived things that their genome, their genetic makeup, is about 95% identical to that of humans, and they have the same organs in miniature. They therefore furnish perfect models through which to study human genetics. And the particular scientific discovery for which the Nobel Prize was awarded was gene targeting. Gene targeting means that individual genes can be modified or inactivated, allowing scientists to study the effects of such highly specific mutations, both in normal development and in the causation of a wide variety of medical conditions. The result is that which is commonly known as knockout mice. And so far we have strains of mice representing more than 10,000 mouse genes. As a consequence, Vice-Chancellor, there are now vastly increased numbers of mice taking over even more of the world's laboratories. And as I read the other day, it's now possible, on the basis of this fundamental research, for us indeed to have mouse hospitals in which mice models can mirror human patients so that the effects of treatment and the course of illness can be studied in parallel with their human counterparts. Vice-Chancellor, as we've already heard, honorary degrees, honorary doctorates of the university are very, very jealously guarded privileges that we confer. They are rarely given, and they are given only to academics of the very highest distinction. And there could be no more appropriate recipients than our guests today. Oliver, would you like to come Professor Oliver Smithies is from the University of North Carolina at Chapel Hill. He was born in Britain, and he ascribes his early interest in science to building radios and telescopes and wanting to emulate the scientist featured in his favourite comic book. He went up to Balliol College, Oxford, where he took degrees in physiology and in chemistry, before going on to complete his D.Phil in biochemistry in 1951. After that, he moved to the University of Wisconsin. Visa problems propelled a move to Toronto for 7 years before a return to Wisconsin. He moved into genetics research and moved to the University of North Carolina some 20 years ago. Together with Professor Capecchi, he developed the technique of homologous recombination of transgenic DNA with genomic DNA in modifying animal genomes. Of our triumvirate, Martin Evans's work on mouse stem cells provided the method for developing lines of knockout mice that could reproduce, as well as providing foundations for much of the subsequent work on stem cell research and regenerative medicine. Professor Smithies has been the recipient of numerous awards. Among them, and they are very many indeed, he has twice been awarded the Gardner Foundation International Award for contributions to medical science. He was elected as a Foreign Fellow of the Royal Society in 1998. He was elected to the United States Institute of Medicine, one of the highest honours granted to health professionals. Among the many universities to have honoured him, Professor Smithies has been awarded honorary doctorates by Chicago, Oxford, and Sao Paulo. Oliver Smithies, Mario Capecchi, and Martin Evans also shared the 2001 Lasker Prize for Basic Medical Research, an award that is often referred to as the American Nobel, and in that case it was prophetic. An rhydeddus isgan hellor, cyflwynaf I ti, Oliver Smithies, fel doedder anrhydedd, Prifysgol Cardiff.
Rwy awdurdod o ddod i mi gan y Cyngor derbyniaf di I ddaddoes yr anrhydedd y Brifysgol. Many congratulations.
There are a lot of us. Who are us? We are graduates of the University of Cardiff. I'm not a stranger to Cardiff because my sister, who lived in Cardiff, had 4 of her children here. So I have been here many times. My brother, who has 4 sons, has relatives here in Cardiff also. So I'm really, in many ways, a partial citizen of Cardiff. And I think I've packed the audience back there with many of my relatives. So you can see I'm happy to be here. I began to think, though, what it is about getting a PhD, my own degree. And I realized that it was rather good work. I designed a method of measuring something rather obscure called osmotic pressure. I was proud of the work, and I published my paper about it. And that paper has a record. Nobody ever quoted it. Nobody ever used the method. I never used the method. So what was the point of it? And this is my message to you graduates. The point of it was, in my case, I had learned to do good science. It didn't really matter what I did in the learning. What mattered was that I had learned to do something in the future. And you graduates who have got degrees that are not yet at the PhD, maybe some of you will go on, some of you won't go on to get a higher degree. But what you've learned, you should teach others. You've learned to appreciate a wider part of humanity and human endeavors than you would have done if you hadn't been to the university. And then it made me think about the fact that the three of us who shared in the Nobel Prize had come back together. And it made me remember my grammar school set book, which was Macbeth. And you may, many of you remember, we three, when shall we three meet again? In thunder, lightning, or in rain? When the hurly-burly's done, when the battle's lost and won. But Cardiff weather let me down. There hasn't been any thunder. There hasn't been any lightning or rain. So here I am stranded in a world that's sunny. Anyway, then what about the work we did? And you heard some description of it. And I think I would like to tell you a little bit more about, in ordinary words, what we were doing. Mario Capecchi, for example, who is here, was very interested in knocking out genes. And you've heard about the importance of knockout mice. So he learned how, and he taught other people, how to inactivate genes in cells that were, in a sense, growing in a test tube. It wasn't a test tube, it was a dish, but they were just growing, you might say, in the laboratory. And I learned how to correct faulty genes. So I was the one who was repairing genes. He was damaging them, and I was repairing them. But you see, these were just in dishes. They didn't have any real direct connection with humanity or animal welfare. And then we both, Mario Capecchi and I, both completely independently went to talk to our Chancellor. Notice I use the word our, because I am a member of Cardiff University. And our Chancellor is a generous man. And he came to my laboratory, and he came and he walked across the room, and he reached into his pocket, and he pulled out a tube. And he said, here are the cells from which you can make a mouse. And so I learned and received from him the gift that allowed us to go ahead and do experiments which have helped others. And Mario went to see Martin Evans. He was then Martin, not Sir Martin. And that is the way that work went ahead. So just one other thought. Go forward and enjoy whatever you do now, you graduates. You don't have to necessarily do what you've been taught. You can go ahead and do many different things. You have an opportunity, you have a window to the future. But the future is yours, not to replicate that of your teachers. Now you make a new world for yourselves. So thank you again, fellow graduates.
Professor Mario Capecchi's achievements have been a story not only of scientific success, but also a triumph of the human spirit. He was born in Italy, where his mother was a poet who wrote against the fascists and the Nazis. The Gestapo took her away. She was interned in the Dachau concentration camp. After the money she had provided for a family to look after him ran out, Mario was left to fend for himself as a street urchin in war-torn Italy. By the end of the war, he was malnourished and hospitalized for a year. Providentially, his mother survived Dachau, and she found him. Reunited, they found safety with his mother's brother in a Quaker community in Pennsylvania, where his uncle was already a successful scientist. His survival skills learned in the streets of Italy helped him to survive in the school. He worked his way through Antioch College, and he went on to work at MIT and at Harvard, where he worked in the laboratory of James Watson, the Nobel-winning co-discoverer of the structure of DNA. Leaving Harvard on matters of principle, he went to the University of Utah. There he found greater freedom to work on long-term scientific projects away from the pressure of the Ivy League demand for quick results and quick publications. Professor Capecchi has been the recipient of many honors and awards, among them the Franklin Medal for advancing our knowledge of the physical sciences, the Baxter Award for distinguished research in the biomedical sciences. From his birthplace in Italy, the Premio Fenix Anni Verdi Award for genetics research, the National Medal of Science, the Wolf Prize in Medicine, the March of Dimes Prize in Developmental Biology. In 1980, the National Institutes of Health turned him down for a research grant. When he successfully reapplied in 1984, they told him, "We are glad you didn't follow our advice." And we are, of course, all glad he did not follow their advice, but persevered. An rhydeddus isgang hefflor, cyflwynaf I ti Mario Capecchi, fel doedder anrhydedd, Prifysgol Cardiff.
Toriawdol dodorodd i mi gan y cyngor, derbynu a fi ddi i'r addoeth yr anrhydedd a brifysgol. Congratulations.
So first, let me congratulate you on the milestone you have all achieved. Be proud of it and cherish it. And also, I want to congratulate your families and, who have supported you. I'm often asked, why science? Why did you go into science? And I think there are three reasons. The foremost, I think, is simply the joy, the thrill of discovery. To find out something new, all of a sudden understand something that you previously did not understand. So I think that's the primary reason. Second, utility. That is, we hope that whatever knowledge we generate will be useful to humankind and make them manage their health better and also their productivity. And finally, it's a community. Science is a unique community. It has no borders, no separations. Good science can be made anywhere. And all you have to have is the fortitude to carry on. It's Exemplification of this community is actually right here with the three of us. We were working in similar fields. We could have been very competitive. And a little competition is actually good. It sort of awakens your brain. It makes your adrenaline rise. But too much competition is damaging. And what's much more effective is synergy. And this is an example of synergy. We was working on doing essentially gene targeting in mammalian cells, and we were having some success, but we wanted to extend it to mice. And then I heard a rumor that Martin Evans was working on some very, very special cells, and particularly that they were able to contribute to the germline. And that is an enormous gift, because if we were not able to, if we were able to make mice, but they didn't contribute to the germline, that would be the dead end of that particular mouse, and each mouse would have to each time be regenerated. But once you have germline transmission, now you can breed as many of those mice as you want, study them in detail, study them all through embryology, through development, and then finally even in the adult. So that was a gift that Martin Evans brought to this world. And I called him up and asked, is this rumor correct? And he said, yes. And then I said, could I come and work in your lab and learn how to do that? And he said, sure. So my wife and I spent a marvelous week in Cambridge. He was then in Cambridge, England, and we learned about ES cells, then called EK cells, how to manipulate them, how to grow them, and those are very difficult cells in the beginning, how to grow, and then finally how to make mice from these cells in culture. So there, then everything came through, and the rest is history. But it's an illustration that by working together, we had privileges that would not have been possible. That is, if you develop a technology, you want it to be useful to many, many other people. But that doesn't just come by natural. You have to think about it. You have to make it user-friendly. And we had, the three of us, had that privilege because we were working together. We could think about how to do it in such a way that then the technology could be handed off to other people. And now thousands of laboratories all over the world utilize that technology. So that's the level of community. What we do is not done in a vacuum. What we do is always on the shoulders of other scientists. And that because of that, the community grows. Every year, people add on to it. What we have added on to it will now be handed down to you, and then you will extend it beyond whatever we thought about. So the one piece of advice I give to you is always do what you really enjoy, what you're passionate about. And the reason that's important is if you're passionate about it, you think about it. You think about it day and night, and you never know when a good idea comes. I often have my best ideas 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm deep asleep, all of a sudden I have an idea. I wake up my wife and tell her what a fantastic idea it had. She listens patiently and then tells me to go back to sleep. But that's why you have to be passionate about it. You think about it all the time, even when you're doing other things. And then, we're only here for a short period of time on this world. So you might as well do something you really enjoy and contribute to. So good luck to all of you, and I wish you more successes in the distant future. Thank you.
As Chancellor of the University, I now have the duty to draw these remarkable and pleasant proceedings to a close. This occasion is naturally one of the most pleasurable in the university calendar. It's a joy to be on this platform and to see the pride and relief of all the new graduates as they cross the stage. And it's wonderful, too, that you've had the opportunity today to share this occasion with our illustrious honorary fellows, Mary Kopecky and Oliver Smithers, it's a personal privilege for me to welcome my fellow Nobel Prize winners to Cardiff to celebrate this auspicious occasion, and for you to help me do that. I hope you will be inspired by their enduring curiosity and scientific achievements, and I hope you will be inspired by those two very interesting, very short talks. I trust the pride and joy that you feel today will stay with you always. In the years to come, you'll look back on your time in Cardiff University and realize that the happiness that you've experienced, the friendships that you have made, and the depth of knowledge and experience gained have all served you well in your journey through life. Today, you are joining the worldwide family of Cardiff alumni. It's a family that helps you stay in touch with each other and with us. I hope you'll remember and share your experience, that you'll come back to see us often, and that you will continue to support us so that new generations can benefit, as you have done, from the outstanding teaching and learning here at Cardiff University. So, on behalf of Cardiff University, your academic staff, the officers, your fellow students, and that great body of alumni throughout the world, I wish you every success in the future. Good luck and a safe journey home.